Hi, everyone. Welcome to Speaking of Fashion. This is Rachel Yeomans of the Working Wardrobe, and on the back porch is.
Hey, this is Ryan Beshel, Fashion and Media Pro.
Sweet. Okay, so let's start the audio version of the podcast. Are you ready to do the dance, Ryan?
Yep.
Sweet. Awesome. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Speaking of Fashion. Rachel Yeomans of the Working Wardrobe, and on the lanai, we have.
It's Ryan Beshel, Fashion and Media Professional. I'm a little delayed, but I think so far this is working.
Crossing fingers. I'm seeing the background of gorgeous trees and a porch, and you get to see my painting of a tiger with a top hat over here.
He's still pretty cool though.
I do like that tiger. It makes me happy. But tomorrow, like the reason Tanisha is not here is because flying to Savannah for her wedding. Whoop whoop.
Yay!
No, you'll
I
be
love it.
here, Ryan.
Amen.
Amen to that. So diving into it, we are a little behind on the podcast. My apologies because I am obsessed with movies in the park, which happens on our recording night. So I'm sorry, speaking of fashion listeners, I've been cheating on you with some movies, but we're going to work out another evening to reschedule during the summertime so I can get my movie in the park fix. My apologies.
I love it.
So to kick things off, this was a very fun announcement to bring back the discussion of luxury sportswear. No, it's not going away anytime soon. It was announced Net-a-Porter will be launching, wait for it, Net-a-Sporte.
Oh,
Oh, Ryan,
Sporte.
Net-a-Sporte subsite on July 9th, giving an online shopping platform to a whole new smorgasbord of athletic wear designers like Weargrace, Bodyism, Monreal, London, L'Etoile Sport, etc. You can tell I work out so often because I know who these people are. These will accompany Net-a-Porter regulars like Adidas by Stella McCartney, Splendid, and Nike. The site will host 37 brands across 11 sporting disciplines. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the sporting regimen, disciplines can include running, biking. Actually, I don't know how to showcase biking,
Are you
yoga,
sure?
or swimming. Yeah, this is prep for my dance moves at the wedding. Yeah, pretty
Don't
awesome.
do that. Don't do that at the wedding.
If you're in the shopping cart, maybe there's some designer athletic apparel for that. The grocery, or no, the lawnmower. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The lawnmower.
The lawnmower. Oh yeah.
You sh- I love
um,
it.
so, do 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 do. So, and this was the fun part. So, Net-a-Porter, not just for workouts apparently. Net-a-Porter president Alison Lanus states, quote, "We know that a lot of women are exercising and are heading straight from their yoga or ballet class to breakfast with friends without changing. With this in mind, we have developed a category called après sport, which in French translates to after sport, designed for those who want to look incredibly stylish after their workout." So this is in lieu of all these other designer collaborations or new luxury sportwear lines. The big one recently being Fabletics, launched in the past several months with co-founder Kate Hudson, and they provide monthly workout outfit options for consumers. And we actually even recorded, Ryan, if you remember, the Adidas launching their new store blueprint for its Originals fashion brand, and
Okay.
and the collaboration with, oh gosh, I pronounced it wrong last time. The guy's name who you love. We talked about it in March. I don't want to mispronounce it again, so you're going to make fun of me.
Is it like Yoshimoto or
No, it starts with a P.
oh
Harrell.
Pharrell? Oh, Pharrell.
Yep, yep. I totally said Farrell at the last podcast and was this close to saying it again, and I totally
That's
did.
funny. No, yeah, Pharrell.
Yeah, so Pharrell went into collaboration with Adidas, and that was announced back in March, and we talked about it on the podcast. So I don't know, Ryan. I kind of is luxury sportwear here long enough to make a whole website selling it? Why can't they
I
just have a
feel I feel
category?
like now it is.
Really?
I think so. I mean, I don't wear a lot of it, but there has been a lot of talk about this. Um, I did a panel talk a while ago, and they talked about, damn it, what did they call it? Athleisure.
Ah,
So remember, I think we may have talked about it as
we
well.
did talk about athleisure.
Yeah. So it's like this whole segment that, I don't wear it, but I think that I know a lot of people that like do, or people that like live in yoga pants that could use like a little style game kick up. Like if they're gonna wear, exercise gear everywhere, then I mean two in one. I don't wear this stuff, but if someone gave it to me, I might.
Someone gave. I can't really
What do you
picture
call
you walking around with designer underwear. Why, Ryan? What nice sweatpants you're wearing.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know. But it seems interesting. I think it may not be my segment, but I think that people are wearing it. So, to me this is smart. I think it's kind of fun. Plus it's just opening up another stream of revenue for them. So that can't be a bad thing. I think it's a great move. I don't wear it, but I think it's smart and it's timely.
It's definitely timely. I just am questionable on if it's here for the long haul to actually have an entire site devoted to it. Like, why not a
Well,
campaign or, but they did say
yeah.
sub-site, so it might still be a microsite, and that I can get
Sure. I
behind.
don't think it's
It's
gonna
just
be
like,
like massive.
yeah, I don't know, and I could easily be wrong, but and you see the athletic wear, especially inspiration on the runways, and it's everywhere, like you said. But I do want to point out that Vancouver was actually rated the ugliest, like least fashionable city, and this was years ago. It was rated that because of them wearing athletic wear all the time, because that's where Lululemon is based out of.
Well, maybe this will help. Oh, gotcha. Maybe this
So
will turn things up a little bit.
yeah, it'll turn things up. We'll all be wearing. I can't. I admit. I don't like this. I get it. Like, and the article that was sent for the notes was like it was very well entitled, saying a love-hate relationship with luxury
Yeah.
athletic wear, and I think it is exactly that because I agree with you that this, if you are going to wear it all the time, you might as well look good. But at the same time, wow, you're paying a lot of money to sweat in something. Or
Right.
are you really working
Exactly.
at it? And is this a cop out? I don't know. I definitely fall in that love hate category because I don't quite know whether to really, really hate it or be like, oh, thank God, like at least you look a little bit better if you're wearing yoga pants on the train.
Right. Exactly. I guess we'll just have to see because I don't know. I'm split with this one too.
Yeah. Well, the one thing we were not split on, which I'm really excited about, what aren't we split on, Ryan?
We're not split on diversity. Yay!
Woo!
So, we're reviewing. Oh, wait. Let's see. Oh, okay. So we're talking about diversity, obviously, when it comes to fashion, period. So be it ads and runway info. There's some stats here. Jezebel reported last season that 78.69%, I love that, of models that walked the fall 2014 shows were white. Only 1.29. Only a 1.29 decrease from the spring 2014 season when the number was 79.98% of white. Oliver Roast. Oh no, I don't know how to say that. Rousting.
Oh.
Um, anyhow, Balmain. Their campaign features 6 gorgeous models, and only one of them is white. Pause for a reaction. Moving
Reacting.
on. Shot by Mario Sorrenti. The models are Jordan Dunn, Cara Delevingne, Yusani Brito, Issa Lish, Binks Walton and Kayla Scott, all loungy in an animal print, and it's styled by Katie Grant. The
And
ads are really pretty, but you know how I feel about Cara Delevingne, so I'm kind of obsessed. So according to WWD, Balmain wanted to make a statement with the campaign, insistent about speaking to his generation. The designer 28 said, showing, quote, the beauty of different ethnicities, unquote, reflects the reality of modern cities like Paris and his own boundary-breaking situation, being a black boy in a really important French house.
I love
Good for him. So we're glad that the article, yeah, that's cute. We're glad that the article reporting on this news gave a nod toward model and activist Bethan Hardison's Diversity Coalition, which called out designers guilty of using all-white castings in their runway shows, which has affected some change. So, yeah, I mean, it's great. You know, it's sad that we even have to like talk about this as being news, but that's just how it is. And so it's nice to see the campaign. First of all, I think the one thing that I liked is that when I saw the campaign originally, before I saw it somewhere before I read this, you know, I didn't like, it wasn't like, oh my God, diversity, like, it's nice, you know, it's like, it makes sense, this is the real world, this is what we should be seeing, this is what we're used to seeing. In my head, I wasn't like, oh, what a very diverse ad, I was just like, this is the world, this is how it works today. So I thought it
yeah.
was really pretty, that was really nice. But it is nice to see, obviously, a bit more diversity because it's tough out there, and people aren't featuring a lot of ethnicity. It's super white, and that's just super white ain't right when it comes to fashion. We need to mix it up.
Nah. Well, and
Super white ain't right.
I also think it says something about our generation finally making more influence in the decision-making factor when it comes to stuff that is so widely spread, such as in national and international advertising, runway shows, because let's face it, the good old boys are still making those decisions while we're now coming up in the ranks where we accept diversity and we embrace, you know, homosexuality, and we're much more open-minded and think in a way that's very, like you said, you look at the ad and you just see a gorgeous ad. You don't
Right.
think about how diverse it is, whereas someone in the baby boomer generation probably thinks differently. So that is exciting, like from my perspective too, because I think that it's really going to be the beginning of a lot of people being like, no, you know, and let's just be honest, most people of different ethnicities are prettier than white people. Come on, like there's nothing more beautiful than a black baby. That ugly,
Amen.
red, splotchy baby.
Oh God. I love. Well, speaking of diversity, and I'm just gonna go right into it.
Do it.
We're talking about Kanye again, this man.
Okay.
So yeah, I know. It's like at least, you know, he does have style, so we'll give him that. So Kanye and APC team up again. In his second collaboration with the French house of normcore chic, Kanye has created a range of luxury basics, which in true Kanye fashion will have everyone looking exactly like him. That's great. Except
And
Kanye's
I
signature
do
look,
urge
slim light wash
speaking
jeans.
of fashion listeners to sorry, Ryan. I do urge
That's
speaking of
funny. No.
fashion listeners to read the article that's linked, and it'll be shared in the Tumblr notes because I was cracking up when I was reading the article. It was so tongue in cheek.
For sure. So, what to expect? Kanye's signature look: slim, light wash jeans, leather pants, oversized white tees, and Canadian tuxedos, all in neutral palettes. Oversized parkas lined with fur, alpaca sweaters, and Japanese denim are also part of the Kanye by APC package. His previous collections included shoe collaborations with Nike and Giuseppe Zanotti, and the writer gave lots of nods rather to the stellar makeover which he has given now wife Kim Kardashian. I guess I have to start watching daytime TV to see what Kim is sporting these days. But that is hilarious. The collection's debuting
I didn't
online.
know about that whole. I didn't know about the whole makeover. Was I under a rock?
I've heard about it. Yeah, I've heard about it that he's like making her over. She does wear a lot more, I feel like, edgier stuff and looks a lot more like what he would wear if he was a woman.
Wow, that's not creepy whatsoever.
Yeah, who knows? It's very them. They're crazy. But this collection debuts online and in APC stores on July 17th. So prep for your race toward the neutrals.
Woo! I saw the clothes. They look beautiful. Like they look very like I would definitely, if I were a man, I definitely would be ready to run for those neutrals.
Totally, totally. Well, and there's lots of collaborations going on. You're taking this one, yeah?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, this one's really cool. Tell us about this.
Well, it's really
Surprising.
innovative, and I'm very hopeful for it because it could be one of those collaborations that really revolutionizes a brand, or it falls and dies. Because,
Right.
like I said, like the good old boys are still running, especially a brand like this. So the news is that Brooks Brothers, they have tapped Zach Posen as creative director for the brand's women's collection and accessories. So, according to Women's Wear Daily, Posen will continue to design his eponymous label and still keep the gig as judge on Project Runway, of course.
Right.
Um, so, a quote from Claudio Vecchio, the chairman and CEO of Brooks Brothers, is he told to Women's Wear Daily, "We want to better ourselves and have another point of view. We already have a team in place, so he's not going to be a designer, but a creative director. He's someone we trust and admire for what he does, and he can add to what we're already doing." So his first collection will hit stores in spring 2016. And I really want to pay close attention because that quote really struck me because Zach Posen is a designer. So we haven't seen him as creative director and what exactly that means. How will he influence the women's wear collection?
Right. Or how
Are
much will it
designers
be influenced?
Yeah, so will he be, I don't know how much power he would have on changing some of the vision of Brooks Brothers, like taking it because Brooks Brothers
Well,
is
I
very
think
much
this will
thought about for
be.
the workplace and the way that the
Yeah.
workwear is shifting, and I write about this every day in the working wardrobe, it's no longer corporate. It's the majority of workwear is business casual nowadays. So
Right.
it's, Brooks Brothers, it's very
Well, I just
smart.
think
Brooks
it's
Brothers are.
interesting because it's like Brooks Brothers isn't broke, like don't fix it sort of thing. But it's also a really good way because it is a brand that kind of just stands strong and stays. I wouldn't say quiet, but isn't screaming from the rooftop. So on the other hand, I say they're already doing a great job and they're known for what they're doing. But this is a really smart, very 2014 thing to do to get some good press, if nothing else. Because even like you said, it's not like he's running in there and designing a whole collection. It's really a great press op, and yeah, his ideas I'm sure will be taken very seriously, and we'll probably see a small change in whatever he produces. But this is a press push, and I think it's smart of them. It makes them look smart and hip because Zach Posen is.
Oh, absolutely. But it's really funny that you say that because the CEO bluntly said this is not a PR move.
Well, right. And
Shocker.
keep in mind he also said that to Women's Wear Daily. So okay,
Yeah,
I
enough.
think right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like okay, dude.
Yeah,
I'm talking to the press, but this isn't about the press.
yeah, yeah. I'm really excited. I'm really crossing my fingers because Brooks Brothers, I think, is a really underrated brand. At least, not to bring up our generation again, but we don't automatically think to shop at Brooks Brothers for really nice clothing. It's the quality in Brooks Brothers is just outstanding.
Yeah.
Like the quality of their button-down shirts and their sports jackets, and that you only hear about the men. And that's the interesting part. He's creative director only for women and accessories. So
I think
that
it's
will
really
also be.
smart. I know nothing about their women's wear, and you know me, I'm always admitting stuff and making myself look like an idiot. But I knew that they made it, but I didn't know much about it. So I mean, automatically, this has taught me something about the Brooks Brothers brand that I never paid attention to. You walk in front of this store, and it's like I always only see the men's, maybe because that's just what I'm like dreaming of. But um,
Well, they only show the
it's a
men.
really smart. Sure, right. I feel like that they do. It's a really smart invigoration of a brand and of an entire collection that does not get a lot of play. I mean, I should know a bit more about it, but I don't. And so this will really put it in the spotlight. I think it's super smart. It took me a minute because it was kind of like, this is weird, this is interesting, but I see what they're doing, and I think it's super smart. I think it'll be fun. It'll be exciting to see what happens.
Yeah, it's really really smart because even when you Google Brooks Brothers, you see Brooks Brothers men's wear and you see a W before it gets cut off. So
Okay,
it's not
gotcha.
even like thought of in their presence, and they only talk about men and women. I would say if the way that it is now, think about Ralph Lauren on the next level.
Right.
You know, like that yacht sporty, wearing the sweater over the button down and being all cutesy. That's kind of how it is right now.
Right, right.
Looking forward to a fresh look.
Cool.
And
This will be
in
exciting.
some senses, you can buy, well, not yet, maybe a fresh look from the Twitterverse. What's this all about,
Twitter
Ryan?
first. Yeah, well, this is super cool. Spotted earlier last week was a Buy Now button that appeared alongside tweets containing links to products sold through Fancy, which is an online shopping site, and that clicking on the button took them to a checkout page. So the feature is no longer working, but hints that the social media platform may be coming to the e-commerce table, meaning Twitter. Remember F-commerce in 2012 with Facebook? Yeah, that went well. Uh,
Phenomenal sale.
yeah, when they mentioned it in the article, I was like, oh, I thought it was just like a joke. Anyhow, so Instagram shopping is, of course, booming, but directly so. So will this work? But indirectly so, rather. Obviously using hashtags and things rather than like a buy now button. That feature isn't working. Twitter investors are looking for every sign that the company can boost dependable cash flow, and the LA Times reports that, and the news of a second revenue stream would almost certainly please worried shareholders, although I don't think they're hurting. Fun fact, Twitter's dabbled in e-commerce before, teaming up with Amazon in May to allow users to add items to their Instagram shopping baskets by clicking or by adding the hashtag Amazon cart to tweets containing links to products from the online retailer. Um, so would you buy an item with a pitch of 140 characters or less? That's the question.
That
I
is the
think it's
question.
smart.
I have to say, I don't understand why these social brands think that e-commerce is going to save them. It failed miserably with Facebook, and they weren't limited to 140 characters. And Twitter, I know that they're really trying to make photos and images much more prominent in their online presence, but people are still primarily using third-party applications, so it's not nearly as visual as they want it to be. So why would I buy something on a text-centric limited content thing? I don't know. I just don't think that's a smart direction. I get the shareholders thing, and everyone's desperate for e-commerce because everyone is doing it, and that's revolutionizing the way people are engaging online with content. But I don't know. I wouldn't hit a buy now button or say, oh, this person just tweeted about a great mixer. I'm going to put this hashtag on there and it's going to automatically go to my Amazon cart. And I don't know. I'm having my doubts. Having my doubts.
Yeah, you think it's a little too much?
Hmm.
Because I suppose, like, if you have, if you're linking a product anyways to the web page of that product, you essentially could do the same thing. Do people want that immediacy where it's like, buy it right this second? Because is that essentially what it's doing? It's like taking you right to a shopping cart?
Well, that's what the Fancy one did. It took you right to the shopping cart and Fancy if you hit buy now. So I can see it with a flash sale. I can see that working
Right.
really well. Like especially
That's a
if
good point.
let's say Kanye's new collection comes out and one of the options is to buy it now when they showcase a photo stream from a hashtag. Yes,
Right.
totally could work. But on a day-to-day basis,
It
eh,
might not be enough information for a consumer to make a decision about a sale, but you never know. I mean, people are. I think it would work better on, like, you kind of joked before, like a mixer. I think it would work better on that, something where it's like, okay, there, rather than like a dress or something that you want to try on and see sizes and different colors and this and that. It might work better for straight up products and not so much garments, but who
yeah.
knows? And I think, like you said, it could be good for launches, for uh, stuff that people might buy right away without even thinking about it. You think about like H&M doing these collaborations where people stand in line, buy a bunch of shit that they end up returning or selling anyways. It could, like you said, be really good for stuff like that, for flash sales or launches or things where
Or
people are going to buy.
think of it this way, this would be genius if it was a first access for a pre-sale where you got in the
Sure.
front of a line or something like that, and you, I'm not really sure how this would work, but if you clicked a button and you would have like almost like a ticket number at a counter.
Right.
So it was almost like those flash sale sites, because they have those. Like ideally has it where if you pay extra money, you can access the sale before the general public. So you get
Okay.
better access. So if this collaboration launched exclusively online first, and they worked with Twitter for this buy now, they could release it at certain parts of like certain moments throughout the week, like only like saying from 12 to 12:15. Click on. We're going to feature the buy now button on post with this hashtag, and if you click on it, you'll be given a number to have first access and find
Right.
out where you stand in line.
Yeah, maybe you put
Um,
in your email or something. That would be a good way to collect information from consumers. Email, you get a text or something like that, so you have that info. I mean,
yeah,
I see that.
that
I feel like
maybe
that could work.
general gift cards saying, do you want $200 from Amazon? If you click buy now, you'll get the $200 gift card for only 150 bucks. I don't know.
Right.
But I think you're right.
Interesting.
Like, it's something like product specific, nothing that needs debate or customization,
Sure.
something very simple and straightforward. It would work really well with a promoted tweet because those actually stick around in your feed for a while.
Right.
But then you figure out how it works with mobile. Most people still use Twitter on mobile, and
Yep.
how does that work? So there's still a lot of questions, but it'll be interesting to see how they roll it out. But frankly, I wish they'd be a little bit more creative on how they would make money. Like there are a lot more things they could do besides e-commerce if they thought outside the box a little bit. So
Right.
Twitter, a little disappointed, saying,
Lazy.
nah.
Get it together, Twitter.
Get together, Twitter. Well, and we're not saying that the idea won't work, but there's definitely this idea that we always knew wouldn't work, and they did it anyway.
Is this
This is you.
so? Uh, Shortlist Media, the publisher of Shortlist and Stylist magazines, is closing its Never Underdressed fashion website. So, Never Underdressed was launched in May 2013 to target women with luxury fashion content. Carrie Tyler, former digital director of Elle Edits, when it launched, Never Underdressed was described as, quote, a digital multi-platform glossy fashion and beauty title that combines the high gloss production values of monthly fashion magazines with the hourly speed and immediacy of the web. Jeez. Cough,
Yep.
cough.
No.
Or it's an
Yeah.
online magazine, also known as, I don't know why the hell they need that many words to basically tell them that they're the same as everybody else with just different content. Anyhow, it will
The
cease
content is
publication
so
this week
different
and
from what
shortlist.
every other luxury fashion publication is writing
Right.
about.
Exactly, but that's cute that they tried that. So it'll cease publication this week, and Shortlist Media has entered into consultation with its 14 editorial members of the staff for the website. The site reached its advertising goals, but the product was just, insert shocked face here, scalable. What product? Wait, wasn't
It was
scalable?
not scalable.
Is that wasn't scalable. So, Shortlist Media has several other digital publications, including Emerald Street and Mr. Hyde, the online newsletter Brands for its stylists, and Shortlist Brands, respectively. Meaning the online newsletters as well for those two, Shortlist and Stylist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you're going to do the same thing as everybody else, you've got to do it better, or you've got to do it different, or you've got to be the first. So you're not the first, so you've got to do it better. And unfortunately, this just doesn't sound like it wasn't working, or maybe it's not working enough for them, and they're putting too much money into it. So pull it out, and I guarantee we'll be talking about Shortlist publishing something else
If
coming up in the future here. Probably
I
using
hear
using Twitter
any
e-commerce.
if I hear any more like luxury launches, it's no shit, it's not scalable. It's luxury. It's
Right,
the
right,
smallest
exactly.
percentage of the marketplace. Like, yes, you got your advertising
Totally.
goals because of the luxury designers, but you didn't get any readers because it affects this many people.
Exactly. Oh, that's too bad.
I know.
Um, but yeah, so I mean, if you want to spend some money on something very cool, I think that people should check out your quarterly page. Will you tell
Why, thank
us
you,
about
Ryan.
this?
It's shipping this
No
week.
problem.
So excited. So you can definitely still subscribe, or you can just buy one box. It doesn't matter. So you can either hit the subscribe button or the just buy this next box, and don't pay attention to next box. It actually means this box. And your credit card does not get charged until it ships. So a lot of people like think that they're subscribing and then cancel it because they don't want to subscribe to the whole thing. Don't do that because you won't get anything. So click one or the other. I have no preference either one, but all I can tell you is the box is freaking awesome. Um, all of them are worth well over the $50 you were going to spend on it, and there are 5 special boxes that are worth over $300. So enough said.
Nice.
It's worth $50. If you subscribe, it's $50 every 3 months. Otherwise, you just buy one box at your leisure, one here, another there. Doesn't really matter. My theme is fashion, literature, technology, and wine, all things I hold very near and dear to my heart, and several items that are actually custom made just for this box. So it's really, really special to me. So please go to quarterly.co, QUARTERLY.co, not .com, and look for my name, and please subscribe. I love giving gifts. I always have, so it would mean a lot to me to be able to give this gift to you. So,
Cute.
on that warm and fuzzy note, Ryan, how can people keep in touch with you?
You can get a hold of me on Twitter or Instagram at Ryan Beschel, RyanBeshel, or check out ryanbeschel.com for more info and ways to do so, or find me on Facebook. How about you?
Well, to piggyback on that, Ryan, I think it's important for our listeners to know that you are currently accepting offers for social media and digital assistance for fashion brands.
Oh, that's really great. Yeah, that's sweet of you. I'm interested in learning other industries. I feel like the laws of social media are somewhat standard, of course, depending on who you ask. But right now I rep a restaurant that's really great called Bread and Wine that's up Irving Park, just past Elston at Ridgeway. I've been having a lot of fun kind of learning about that new market and doing PR and social media for them in a space that I've never really worked before, but it's going very well. So I also got a pitch today to do some other work for a couple other people. You sent me one,
Mhm.
which is fun to work for an author that might work. So hey, yeah, I love fashion, but I'm definitely entertaining brands that are fitting to myself as well as me fitting to them and what they need. So I appreciate you calling that out. I could definitely use it. I've got some spare time. I'm happy to fill up helping people. So if you really are interested, you can send me an email or send it to our Speaking of Fashion, which you'll tell them Rachel or mine is, if you want to say hello, ryan.beschel@gmail.com. Thanks, Rach.
You're welcome, darling. So you can find everything about me. It's theworkingwardrobe.com. All the social networks are on the top right corner. For my personal accounts, twitter.com/Rachel Yeomans. You'll find me the most active there. Also have my Instagram account, which is just Rachel Yeomans. So follow everything there. And most importantly, Speaking of Fashion is hosted on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Speaking of Fashion. Download us on iTunes. Just search for Speaking of Fashion. We're the only one there. So download us and listen to weekly news, tips, and fun, snarky gossip from the fashion world from a group of kids.
Yes, and
And
follow
email
our
us.
hashtag, Speaking of Fashion.
What'd you say, Ryan?
The hashtag as well. Speaking of
Mhm.
fashion, if you guys want to
Yep,
holler at
I'm
us on
Speaking of Fashion
Twitter,
on Twitter and email speakingofashion@gmail.com if you have any questions, want us to talk about something specifically, or just general
just want to
praises.
say hey.
So please keep in touch. We love recording, and we'll get back on a regular schedule. Blame the summer, and again, my movie in the park obsession. So thank you again for listening, and we will end the audio recording now and then wrap up the video. So we're going to say goodbye for quite a few seconds. All right, ready, Ryan?
Ready?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.